So, have you ever found yourself holding your phone, staring at yet another half naked profile, thinking, how is it so freaking hard to find someone who actually wants something real, right? Same swipe, different face, same disappointing ending. And if you're nodding along and clenching your jaw a little bit, then welcome. You are not broken. You are not unlucky. And no, love is not extinct. I promise you that. Here's the thing. It's not just about your profile. It's about your mindset, your strategy, and your self-worth. So let's name the pattern. The common thing I hear from clients is I'm tired of everything. I've tried everything. I've tried all the apps. Nothing's working. Am I the problem? And here's my honest response. Maybe you are, but not the way that you're thinking. The problem isn't that you're unlovable or too picky or not hot enough. It's that most of us were never taught how to date intentionally, especially as gay and bisexual men. We're offered hookup culture before we're offered emotional literacy. We're raised in shame and secrecy, then thrown into an app culture where vulnerability feels like weakness and swipe fatigue feels like it's just the norm across the board. So we adapt. We spread ourselves across 5 different apps. We settle for situationships. We lower our standards to at least he's consistent with the ghosting, and he usually comes back at some point. But if you're listening to this, it means you're done. You're done with that. You want something more. You clicked on this video for a reason. You're not looking for a maybe. You're looking for a hell yes. You're looking for a man who is going to stick around longer than 3 days, who is going to call, who's going to text consistently, and who is serious about getting to know you. So let me challenge you with something. Are your dating habits aligned with what you say you want? If you say you want a monogamous relationship, you want emotionally connected, you want an emotionally connected partnership, but you're still scrolling on Grindr out of boredom at midnight, there's a misalignment there. That's not a judgment. Let me be clear about that. It's not. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not judging you. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. It's just something that you need to reflect on, or I recommend that you reflect on. And here's a question that I ask my clients all the time. If someone treated you the way that you show up on these apps, would you want to date you? Let that sink in for a minute. You cannot attract intentional love with unintentional behavior. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't. And some people that do, they kind of stumble on it, right? But from my experience and what I've seen, it takes intentionality to actually attract the person that is meant for you. So let's fix the foundation. And how do you do that? The first step is choose one app. Seriously, just choose one. One, that's all you need. Pick the app that aligns with you and what you're looking for, like Hinge or OkCupid. I would say Tinder. And for some people, Tinder does work because it really kind of depends on your geolocation. But oftentimes I do find that Tinder tends to be a little bit more of a glorified hookup app. But again, you got to utilize what you have in your specific area and delete the rest and then breathe. You're going to be okay. And if that one app doesn't work, then you delete it and you download a different app or you start with a different app. I just don't want you to be on 5 or 6 apps across the board. It pulls a lot of your attention and kind of triggers the FOMO thing, right? And why is this important? Because every app has its own energy. It has its own culture. You don't need quantity. What you need is quality. The second thing here is create a profile that actually sounds like you. This is not a time to be vague in your bios. Like, oh, just ask me. When a prompt is there and your response to that is just ask me, or mirror selfies from like 2017, this is your first impression. Show your personality, talk about your values, share what lights you up so that other people have a good idea as to who you are and what you're about right off the bat. Use photos that show your life, not just your abs. Sure, abs are great. They're nice. They're beautiful. Love them. But that's not what I'm looking for. Would it be an added bonus? Sure. Great. I mean, I don't even have abs right now, so whatever. But it's more about you. your values, your personality, what you find interesting. Unless your life is about abs, in which case, I digress. Show your abs off. Maybe you're a gym rat or whatever the case would be. That's great, but there's got to be more to you than just going to the gym. And most importantly, be clear about what you are looking for without sounding bitter or jaded. Confidence is clear. Bitterness is blurry. It just is. And there are some red flags that you want to be on the lookout for. If someone messages you once, let's say every 3 days, gone. If they say open to anything, but, I'm open to trying, not looking for a serious relationship, or, open to getting to know you first and then gone. There doesn't seem to be a level of clarity with that. If their profile says no drama in all caps, run in the opposite direction. I get it. People don't want drama. That's understandable, but that's kind of dramatic in and of itself. Wouldn't you agree? And yes, sometimes the hottest guy on the app will be the one who is the least emotionally available. That is not an invitation. That is a test. Pass it by, right? Pass it by not swiping right on that person. And I know that sounds harsh, and you're probably saying to yourself, I would literally have no one to choose from. The answer to that is, yeah, that might be the case. Part of this exercise is to correcting the impulse and behavior that results in you lowering your standards to begin with, or fixating on people that are out of your league. And I also know that sounds harsh, and confidence is so, so important when it comes to dating. I talk to people about self-esteem all the time, but there is a difference between confidence and blind confidence. So for example, if you are someone who isn't into fitness, you don't care about nutritional habits and hate outdoor activities, but you always go for the jock type or the gym rat, what do you think is going to happen? We also need to be realistic. Compatibility is more than just fulfilling a fantasy. That person obviously prioritizes physical health, nutritional health, like all of those things. And they are most likely looking for people who share these same interests and values. Therefore, you are kind of barking up the wrong tree in that situation. And again, I don't mean to say that in a mean way, and I don't mean to say that in an invalidating way or a degrading way, but there needs to be some realistic expectations here when you're putting yourself out there and the type of people that you are attracting yourself to. If you're dating because you're bored, because you're lonely, or just got out of something toxic, pause. Pause. You do not need a partner to rescue you from yourself. You need to come to the table already fed, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Validation is cheap. It is, but partnership, that's earned through presence, through vulnerability, and through self-awareness. Yes, it is possible that someone can help you rebuild yourself. That is true. Sometimes we just need someone to remind us of our worth. It is natural to want validation and to be desired, but don't allow that to cloud the need for self-development and rebuilding your self-esteem in a sustainable way. A lot of people jump from one relationship to the next because the foundation on which they built their self-esteem is weak. And therefore, they need to borrow someone else's foundation for a little while. Don't be that person. Build a strong foundation for yourself, and they'll come. They will. I promise you that. If you're building your profile based on what you think others want, you're already losing yourself in that process. Be you. Weird, wonderful, soft, flawed, deep, whatever that is, because that's what love wants to find. It does. That's the compatibility factor here. So if you loved this episode, let me know in the comments. What dating app behavior are you shifting this week? And if you're done repeating the same dating loop and you're ready to build something real, I'm going to leave some information in the description of this episode. It is a link to a community that I am building. It's a waiting list. This community is not like anything else out there right now. It is specific for gay and bisexual men who are looking for real connection with other men, whether it be platonic or romantic, and are having difficulty connecting with other people on the app. So you can also book a free 20-minute discovery call by using the link in the description of the video as well. Let's sit down, let's have a conversation about what your struggles are and try to figure out a clear roadmap moving forward with you, because I completely understand how frustrating it can be to feel stuck. So let's get you unstuck. That is the intention here. Please make sure you are liking, subscribing, and sharing this with a friend who you also feel could use this, or who's tired of the dating deja vu. And remember, love is out there. It really is, but it starts with how you love yourself first. I hope you have an incredible day, and I'll see you in the next video.